Is anyone else waiting for their adulthood to kick in? Like, I'm really starting to think that, yeah, we get older, but maybe we never actually get to grow up. I don't know how to contour my face. My savings account is basically just vibes and really good intentions. And half the time, I am one mild inconvenience away from bursting into tears. I think like somewhere around the age of 35, I started to believe that once I hit my 40s, I would finally feel like a grown-up. I would be settled, grounded, or at least less of a dumpster fire. But here we are. And I gotta tell you, like, I feel like a cross between an exhausted raccoon and a super confused intern at a tech company that I don't even understand. I don't know who decided to just give me a bunch of responsibilities. And look, I know that I am not alone in this. And that's why I wanted to do this video just a little bit different today. I just wanted to sit down and have a conversation. I didn't want to be tied to my desk or tethered to a microphone or have lights blaring in my face. So everything looks different. I have wireless earbuds in, so if the sound is not the best, I do apologize. I will do what I can in editing to make it clear if there's a problem. But I wanted to connect with you today. I wanted to have a real conversation about these things because I know I'm not alone. I know that I am not the only one wandering through a Target, clutching my knockoff Stanley, because who's spending $40 on a cup? Actually, I'm not judging. You do you. Some of them are really cute. The point is, I walked into the store for toothpaste, and I walked out of the store with 3 new mugs, a blanket, and no toothpaste. And it's fine. Everything's fine. We're fine. But I don't always feel fine. For sure in my 20s, I believed that when I was in my 40s, I would have financial stability. Maybe I'd own a house. I'd have a car that started every time I turned the key. And I would be grown up enough to stop buying bullshit every time I walked into a store. But I'm 45, and while my no-buy has helped for sure, also, being broke has helped. But last night at midnight, I was on Amazon looking for wireless microphones and gimbals and a new tripod. And one of the things I'm most proud of building this channel, building this community, is that everything I do scrappy. I make do with what I have. Because I know that so many of you are out there making do with what you have. And it is very important to me that I stay a real person, that I don't get so blinded chasing numbers that I forget why we're all here in the first place. That we're here because of what makes us the same. And we just flatly refuse to acknowledge what makes us different. And yeah, I bought the microphone. I didn't buy the tripod. My tripod is bent and there are pieces broken and it doesn't always stay stable. And I think a lot of times my videos are crooked and I don't even notice. Hopefully you don't notice either. I'm assuming you don't because you keep coming back. But my point is the equipment doesn't matter because we're not here for fancy. We're here for friendship. We're here for camaraderie. We're here for the fact that at least once a day, we all look around for an adultier adult, whether we're in our 20s, our 40s, or our 70s. I think that we never really have it figured out, and that's okay. I think it's important to acknowledge it, and that's why I wanted to come just have a conversation with you about how lost we all still feel and all the things that drive me crazy. So I'm trying to stick to the point, but my ADHD doesn't always let me do that. And I assume you're used to that by now, unless you are new here, in which case, welcome to the party, pal. And we lost Hop. So anyway, back to my point. There are things that I have in my 40s that I did not have in my 20s. I have back pain. I have eye twitches. I have a world of anxiety around food. Now look, I'm not saying that I have gone fully feral in my 40s, but I swear if someone showed up with an invitation to go live in a cave that had heated floors and I never had to do laundry again, like I would be out the door immediately. I don't know. I guess I didn't think everything was going to stay hard, you know? Like I thought I'd have some stuff figured out. I got married and I had kids and I got a dog. Like I figured that part out. But shush. Why does my foundation cost more than a full tank of gas and it still melts off my face by 2:00 in the afternoon? Hey, shut up. And why do all these makeup products sound like a freaking weather report? Hey, baby. Dewy cloud balm? Water cream? What is this stuff? Am I supposed to be using this stuff? I don't know. I've never heard of it before. All I want is concealer that hides the fact that I spent an hour crying in my car. I did buy something the other day called a blur stick. It did nothing. I had a coupon, but like I really thought that it would like hide the bags under my eyes. Yeah, I didn't blur anything. I'm gonna stick with like Canva filters. And like I watch all these people on the internet and they're like turning their faces into a work of art, right? Like the shape of their face at the end of the video does not remotely resemble the shape of their face when they started. It is magic. And I mean, I know that like a lot of it is lighting and filters and whatever, but like the 20-year-olds now, like they know what they're doing. I know nothing, especially about makeup. I don't know how I got off on this makeup tangent, but let me tell you this. When I was younger, I just put on eyeshadow. And now it's like a production because my skin is so crepey that nothing goes on smooth anymore. And like this eye is wrinklier than this eye. So like I can put makeup on this eye okay, but this one always ends up looking like crap. And I don't mind getting older, but like could I at least wrinkle symmetrically? Come on. I mean, this video is off the rails. Look, and I'm not saying that being in my 40s is bad, because it's not. I'm just saying like it's confusing. Because you're still young-ish, but like things will happen and like I feel like a fossil. Every time I go to a restaurant and I have to scan a QR code to read the menu on my phone, like I want a menu. I want a menu. I want a menu in my hand. And every time I think that I feel like an old. But okay, so the point is that in our 40s, to the outside world, we're still young. But we should also have our acts together by now. We should be settled. We should be established. This is the time in our lives when we should be building generational wealth. And I'm just like, generational what? Sweetheart, I just spent $12 on a bag of grapes and they weren't even wine yet. It's like we're being gaslit. Because we're supposed to be at like our peak competence right now, right? But it's not like anyone's out here teaching us how to be in our 40s or 50s or 60s or 70s. No one warned you that you were going to finally get 8 hours of sleep, but you're going to spend the whole day in pain because you did it wrong. No one warned me how obsessed I was going to become with chairs. I don't know. I can't remember a time before my 40s that I even thought about my chair. And now I think about it every time I sit down at my desk. I want one of those TikTok chairs that are like wide. Oh, that was my knee. See, if I had my plug-in microphone, you'd have heard that. Ugh, what is that? That's awesome. I gotta fix my camera. Like I want support in a chair, right? But I also want to sit like a gremlin. I'll kind of tucked in and folded in on myself. But I never thought about a chair until I hit my 40s. And now it's all I think about. I want a better chair. The main thing that no one ever talks about being in your 40s is the incessant need for comfort. And I don't just mean clothes or furniture. I mean like, I am not a physically demonstrative person. But sometimes I just want a hug. And that is a new phenomenon to me. I've never wanted someone to hug me and pet my hair and tell me everything's going to be okay as much as I do at this season in my life. It's like an ache, like a bone deep ache inside of me for someone to assure me that everything's going to work out, that I'm not failing, that I'm not broken, that I don't have to do it all. Shit, that it's okay to just lie on the floor and cry sometimes because there's no other way to let all of this stuff out. And I guess that's why I wanted to talk about this. because I want to be that person for you. I want to be your best friend who tells you, yeah, this sucks, but it is normal. You're not broken, you're not failing, you're not behind, and everything's gonna be okay. We have lived through every hard thing that has ever happened to us. In this moment, right now, there was a time that you were better off than you are now, and there was a time where you were way worse off than you are now. Balance and perfection, and I don't even know the word I'm looking for. Like, it's those concepts aren't real. You're never gonna have it all together at the same time, and at any age, and that's okay. We just need to keep showing up. We need to show up for ourselves, we need to show up for each other, and we need to show up for our lives. We need to just figure out how to take the next step and stop focusing on how far away the goal is and just take the step. Because yeah, I thought I'd have more figured out by now. For sure. I thought that I would know what I was doing by the time I hit 45. I thought I'd feel like an adult, but I don't. Half the time I feel like a little kid playing dress up in my mom's heels, except, now my knees hurt and I have plantar fasciitis and I can't even wear high heels. I don't know. I'm just making it up as I go along. And I think everyone else is too. Even the ones who look like they have it all together. Even those women who know how to contour their makeup. They're just better at hiding it. They're better at hiding the disheveledness and the unraveling. And they show up on the internet as their best perfect selves. And they don't do it with the intention of making us feel bad about ourselves, but sometimes that is the outcome. So, I'm 45 years old. I'm broke. I can't do my makeup. I am, for the most part, horrifically irresponsible. But man, am I fun. And I love with my whole heart, and I show up with my whole self. And that's enough. I'm always just going to be me. In my 40s, in my 60s, God willing, in my 90s. I'm just going to be me because that's the only person I know how to be. So some days I'm going to curl up on the couch. I'm going to eat cereal out of the box and watch cartoons. And some days I'm going to put on my grown-up costume. I'm going to put whatever the hell BB cream is on my face. And I'm going to sit down and I'm going to have a conversation with you about how we're all doing great. We're all going to be okay. We may never figure it out, but we are going to figure out the next step in whatever it is we're trying to do, because that's all we can do is keep trying. So I'm going to keep trying, and I'm going to keep making my weird little videos with my not so great equipment, and I'm going to keep doing it with my whole heart because I love you, and I don't have to know what I'm doing to do it. So if you're supposed to be an adult and you don't feel like one, make sure you like this video. Sometimes we need to have important conversations. And that's what this was. This was an important conversation that's been heavy on my heart. And I wanted to do it now before I chickened out. I don't even know how to end this video because it's been a weird one. So I'm just going to end it. I love you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.